Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be upgrading my personal rig with stuff people have sent into the P.O. box. That's right. Again. You guys are crazy. You keep sending in things that I couldn't afford myself, and I cannot thank you enough. In the meantime, just before we get into that, we have another P.O. box unboxing, as well as a mystery box that I acquired locally, and something that I purchased on eBay that I think is pretty cool. So, let me get you in a little closer, and we'll get this unboxing done real quick. If you want to skip the unboxing, I'll have timestamps listed in the description below. We will start here with the smaller of the P.O. boxes. And already, oh my god, this is from Nerdy Forge. He has a pretty awesome YouTube channel where he works with acrylic stuff. I highly encourage you to check that out. He also has an Etsy store where he makes some really cool stuff. Let me toss that aside because Nerdy Forge last time sent us this. This is absolutely amazing. I cannot thank you enough. This is the coolest thing I have. Seriously. Highly recommend checking out his Etsy and his YouTube channel if you want to see how this stuff is made. But is this new? This is an RX 480, 8 gig. Pull it out here real quick. If this is what's in the box, then I know exactly what PC this is going in. Looks like it is. That is a long 480. These power color cards are absolutely sick. I love the way that they look. This is awesome. Also, metal shroud, not plastic. Impressive. I've never actually had one of these before. This is sick. Thank you very much. And again, go check out his videos. And if you like what he makes, check out his Etsy. Cannot recommend it enough. This is amazing. Thank you so much. I was hoping to find a note, but that is okay. Next up. Looks like we've got some hard drives. I really should have kept those scissors handy. I think I have a X-Acto knife. Yes, here we go. This will do. What have you sent? How do I open this? There we go. .500 gig hard drive. Most likely a second 500 gig under it. I think I actually talked with him about these. Yeah, 500 gig, 500 gig. These are super useful. I think these are also 500 gig. Believe it or not, I can actually put these to good use. Oh, I didn't open that one correctly. Here we go. There we go. Should be 2 more 500. Yes. Okay. 4 500 gig SATA hard drives. Those are super useful, and I already know what I'm going to use them for. But that is a project for another time. Thank you very much, Nerdy Forge. You are a legend. So let's move on to this big box. Okay, we have a pillow and a note. I love notes. Dear Low Spec Action Squad, I am a huge fan of you and your channel, and I wanted to give you some of my pewter parts that I am not using. Thank you very much. I hope this helps make for great content for you in the future. Everything works as far as I know, but you may have to test the B365M motherboard. Not sure if there was an issue or if I just upgraded. There's a motherboard in here? Thank you. Also, the GPU fans may need replacing, but the cards should work. Sorry about the small pillow. I put that in for extra cushion. That's smart, actually. No, thank you. Looking forward to seeing you unbox this, if possible. Well, here you go. Thank you very, very much, James. And for anybody who is thinking about sending things in, these notes. Make sure to include these notes. I really love reading them. I keep every single one of them. So, packing pillow aside, what do we have? What did James send in? This looks like a... Well, it's PCI Express, so let's pop... Where's the tape? Where's the tape? Oh, there it is. This is a 9400 GT. Fan actually feels pretty good. I know what this is going to go into. This is going to go into a particular HP that I have been fighting. Oh, it's the 1 gig version. That is extremely uncommon. The 9400 GT was kind of a lower end card, but I mean, this is low spec Action Squad. This is the stuff that I live for. This is really, really clean and in excellent condition. Thank you very much. That is going to be very, very useful. Oh no. We have a lot of CPUs. Okay. We have a Core 2 Duo E7600. I did not have a 7000 series. That is useful. We have a i3 3220, another 3220, and an E7200. All of these are super, super useful. The i3s are especially useful for testing. I get a lot of motherboards in that I don't necessarily show on the channel, and second and third gen Core series are just, I mean, they are the bread and butter of what I do on the side. I build donation PCs for people that can't afford them. That is amazing. We have a Sapphire card. I can kind of, it looks like a Sapphire card. Yep. This is a X1650 Pro. I have a regular X1650. Having the Pro version is kind of cool. I have never really messed around with these. 512 megs, DDR2. This is a cool card. Might have to oil that fan. We will be testing this probably pretty shortly. Not to give anything away. But, oh, that is wicked cool. Thank you so much. I really love the Sapphire robots they would put on those. Next, we have a hard drive of an unknown type. Western Digital looks like. Is that 160 gig maybe? Yeah, it's 160 gig. That is cool. I can use that as a boot drive. Don't let the small capacity fool you. Good hard drives of any size are usable here. I mean, we've used 20 gig hard drives in the past. Is this another? Yes, it is. These are super useful. XP is more than happy with 160, 80, 40 gig, although once you get down that low, you start running into problems with, well, you can't fit all the games. Got a bunch of PCI cards. Looks like a Wi-Fi card, a couple of SCSI cards. The SCSI cards are slightly less useful, but that doesn't mean they aren't useful. I do have a whole whack ton of SCSI drives. I just haven't really messed with them because usually they require extra drivers when installing Windows XP. But maybe this is telling me that it's time to start looking at that. We've got a CPU cooler. I am bad at telling these just by looking at them, but this looks like LGA 775. That is nice. I have some LGA 775 coolers, but they're all aftermarket, and most of them are missing the mounting hardware. Looks like we have another. This one might be 1366 based on the wider pattern there. The 1366 stock coolers are actually really, really good, but hard to find, so this is super, super nice. Fun fact, we have a dual socket 1366 build that I have just been waiting to do, and it has been on the back burner, delayed and delayed. So this might actually help us with that. We have a bunch of RAM. I see some OCZ. I'm going to pop this open real quick just to see. This isn't DDR2, is it? We have a 1 gig DDR2 444. That is actually really nice. We have a Dell that's going to work in, our Biohazard PC. 1 gig PC2 6400. I have the 800 megahertz version of this. These are just such good looking memory sticks. This is amazing. And I think that maybe we can pair this together with the ones I've already got and make a really sick system. Is this also 444? 1 gig, 444. Yes, it is. Okay, so we've got more RAM for that Biohazard Dell. Sweet. Thank you so much. We're going to slide this. Oh, it even says DDR2 right down the bag. I should have looked at that. Okay. Thank you so much. We've got more. We have DDR. Now I could go through here and sort them individually by size, but this is a lot. I'm seeing 512 megs, 1 gig. Ooh, super talent. I have some matching sticks for that. Thank you so much. DDR is what I use the most of. We're doing lots of Pentium 4 and Athlon XP builds. And not sure. Maybe SDRAM. Looks like it when you've got those 2 notches there. Yes. This one is just DDR. Looks like 256 megs. I need SDRAM. Thank you. We will get those tested soon. Now the motherboards. A B365M. Let's see. Is this, what socket is this? I think it's... I mean, I know it's Intel. But this is 9th gen. I might have a CPU that works with this. Does it say on the box? Oh, yeah. Core 9th gen. I don't know what the socket is, but... LGA 1151. Okay. I have... No! I do have a CPU that I think will work in here. I have an i5 8400, I believe. That's just been sitting because I have nothing to use it in. So if that works in here, we've got another system we can build. That is sick. Thank you. Now let's get this tucked back in there because I will lose this immediately without fail. Get this all nice and tucked back in. And we have another motherboard. Oh goodness. This is a Z170A box, at least. Probably has that in there. Oh my god, it does. This looks brand new. Wow. I don't even want to unbox that. That is sick. What socket is this? Z170. Is this like 4th gen? English. Optimized for VGA. What? Okay. Well, it is DDR4, so that's... I think 4th gen was the first one that used DDR4. 6th gen, okay. I don't know if I have any 6th gen CPUs. I might, but they're going to be like Pentium Celerons. We will make use of this. I don't know how, but we will. Thank you so much. Was it James? Yes, it was. Thank you so much, James. You are a legend. Now, let's move on to the stuff that I picked up. Ooh, we missed something. It is a couple sticks of DDR3. I can always use this. These are 1 gig sticks. Yes. I will find a use for these. I think I have a PC in mind for these. And these are 1 rank by 8. So these are good for early, like Intel Core series, we're talking. the last vestiges of the Core 2. We're talking about like the i 3-digit series, you know, the i7 860, the i5 650, 750. So those ones especially were very picky about the ranking of the RAM that you used in those systems. So despite the small capacity, this is genuinely useful. Thank you again. What we have here, yes, is a rather scuffed and dirty, I believe, a GeForce 6600 AGP. I love these cards. These are some of the best AGP cards you can get and actually be able to afford. You know, mortal men can acquire these. 6600 GT. Now, supposedly this works. It is really dirty. The fan sounds okay, actually. I paid $10 for this. These things usually go for 40, 50, 60 bucks. I paid 10 because the seller just said GeForce 6 series. They didn't they didn't know what this was. So I'll take it. Now it is a 128 meg card. That is more than fine. We're not going to be running anything that pushes it past that. So I really hope this works. We will be testing this soon, but not likely in any of the immediately upcoming videos. We'll see though. We will see. I do have one thing in the works that might utilize this. We will see. And our final unboxing before the video, this was a box of random stuff that I got for $10. Let's get the big thing out of here first. eMachine's PS2 motherboard. This is one of the nice ones with the volume and the media controls. I like these. They feel good. They sound good. Yes, they're membranes, but they're one of the better membrane motherboards. And actually, the flex is pretty terrible. I remember them being better than this. I used to have one of these back when my family actually had an eMachines, but there's more than just a keyboard in here. There is some software, looks like. We have WordPerfect 7, not super useful. Photoshop 5. Interesting. I don't know when that came out, but we could probably mess around with that. PC World. The best of shareware. Oh. Dr. Solomon's antivirus, Adobe PageMaker and PageMill, Lotus Development Organizer 97, and IBM antivirus. That is a blast from the past. And then we have Norton SystemWorks for Windows 95. Oh, that is funny. Okay, next we have a Wi-Fi router, 150 megabits a second. This might actually be faster than the Wi-Fi router I currently have. I'll have to look at that. So that that might actually get used. Next, we have a slightly gunky. Is that? Yeah, that's PS2. That's for a mouse, and this is just an LPT port, I think. Yes. So this is probably from a late 90s, maybe mid 90s. Why is it covered in gunk? This is like Pentium era PCs, where sometimes these weren't on board to the motherboard itself. We're talking like baby AT motherboards, basically. And this is, well, some sort of serial, I think. Huh. Interesting. We've got a sound card. Ooh. Dynex sound card with the driver CD. Okay. Oh, that is sick. I would have paid $10 just for this, but we got more. We have, perhaps not terribly useful for me, some sort of laptop DVD drive with a stupid lip over the top. I don't know what laptop that goes to, but I already hate it. I don't know if I'll be able to use that. Oh, I missed some software. There's a loose floppy. Wait. This is a Windows 95 setup disk? Oh, I needed that. Oh, that is incredibly useful. Got another one of those serial ports. We have a LightScribe DVD-ROM drive. It's IDE. That'll help us a lot. A lot of mine are dead. Then we have a lot of cables. We have some sort of game port, a fan power thing that is useful for me, another fan power, IDE cable. We have a VGA header. This is again probably AT or baby AT era. That's just an extender for the onboard. We have a floppy drive cable, and finally what appears to be the world's worst microphone. Why is that so skinny? There's no holder for it, or at least there isn't one included. Oh, that's awful looking. We're gonna have to test this. Okay, well, that is our haul for the day. Let's get to upgrading. Okay, here we have it. This is my personal PC. Nothing fancy. It's actually still warm. I just unplugged it. For those of you who haven't been keeping up on every single facet of my personal life, we've already upgraded this in the past. Originally, when I started really gaining traction on YouTube, I had a Ryzen 5 1600, 32 gigs of RAM, handful of hard drives, not SSDs, and I believe at the time I was rocking a GTX 1060. That was 6 months ago. Since then, people have donated several things that I have put in my personal PC. We moved to a completely different motherboard and case, because my original case was very small. Now we have a Ryzen 5, I believe it's a 5600G, which is a lot better than what I had at the beginning. Somewhere in here is a 4 terabyte SSD. That is beyond insane. I never had anything like that before. Hefty Lefty sent in a really awesome graphics card, a Radeon 5700. This is the non-XT variant, but that's still just leagues above a GTX 1060. So, why are we doing what we're doing today, since this is arguably quite nice, as is. This is a very good system. I have no issues running any of the games that I own. It's a backup to my video editing machine as well, and it's quite capable, genuinely so. Well, for one, Hefty Lefty sent in another graphics card, which is, I believe, an RTX 3070, which is just... that's worth more than my car is worth, so I can't get over that. I still think you're insane for sending all these crazy things, but there is a catch. It's not assembled. This, you know what? Let's get you closer in so you can actually see what I'm opening up here. So this here should be an RTX 3070. This is absolutely insane, and I'm very glad that it uses two 8-pins instead of that weird 12-volt high power, because I don't have any power supply new enough to have a 12-volt high power connector. So, I don't know if this works. It probably works just fine. Nor do I know why it was taken apart. Maybe it was used in a mining rig, I don't know. Probably doesn't even need the shrouds, but... it would be nice to have them, so let's see if we can at least partially put them back on. I don't know if I'm going to put the back plate back on. That looks slightly more complicated. Let's see here. I don't know which screws go where, so I'm going to start off with a guess here. That seems right. Get another one of those. Do I have another short one? I do. I don't really care too much about RGB or anything like that, but I believe the shroud will assist with directing the airflow through the fins of the card. So we kind of do want the shroud to be on. The back plate looks like it contacts some components as well. So maybe we'll put the back plate on. Okay, so that front part's on. Oh dear. Oh, the back plate gets screwed in from the front. Okay. I would have to disassemble that. Oh no. You know what? Yeah, is it worth it? It probably isn't. Well, you know what? I can get the bottom screws on just fine. So I think I'm only going to attach a few. I really don't want to take this apart. The truth is, I'm terrified of this. It sounds silly, but I cannot replace this if it gets broken. Like I said, this costs more than my car does. I only make like 19 grand a year. This is out of my everything. I can't replace this if it breaks. So I think I'm going to take this shroud back off real quick, just to get better access to the screws on the bottom near the PCIe connector. And then I will attach, this is not super easy to get to, this one. Get out of there. Jeez, there we go. Then I will finish the rest of the screws. That way, the back plate is at least partially on. Can I? Thank you. Okay, so this one, it's good. I don't think there's any other ones that I can get to without taking this more apart though. So this is probably where it's going to stay. Can I get to any of the others? That's going to look like a solid no. Not without taking this whole cooler off, and again, I'm terrified of this thing. The last thing I want to do is put the cooler back on wrong or with improper pressure and, like, God forbid, crack the die or something. Oh, that would be a tragedy. So we're gonna just leave it like this. It'll be fine. There's some sort of RGB thing here that I could attach, but I'm not going to. I will keep it. And maybe if I grow brave in the future to take the back plate, to take this all apart and redo it, yeah. There's also the fact that if I take this apart, I would have to repaste the card, and the thermal paste that I have is functional but not great. This would honestly it would probably cost me a good 5 or 6 degrees if I repasted it with the cheap paste that I have. Well, this one does not want to cooperate with me. Get in there. Okay. Card assembled as much as I care to assemble it. We will, of course, keep the rest of the screws just in case I do eventually grow the balls necessary to take this thing apart. Jeez, Pefty Lefty, you are still absolutely insane. But there's more than just the card. It's not the only reason why I'm upgrading. I do need to install this 8 terabyte drive that someone sent in. I don't think this was Pefty Lefty. No, I believe this was sent in by someone who... the same person that sent in the 4 terabyte SSD. Pefty Lefty sent in a 6 terabyte drive that's currently in my video editing PC. And that's also not the only reason. Let me adjust the camera. One of my friends sent this in. Oh, it's a fractal torch computer case. Can you even see me? I haven't opened it yet. The only stipulation for them sending this in was I had to use it for my personal PC. This was a birthday gift. And I am very thankful. My current case it's fine, but it does have extremely limited airflow, especially on the intake. And it was already kind of struggling with the Radeon that was in there, the 5700 non-XT. And I know that with this 3070, it would not be able to cope. Especially, God forbid, I upgrade any further. So we're going to go ahead and obey my friend and use this very, very nice case that they sent in. Oh, this is brand new. Interesting pattern on the inside of the case. Get some of this stuff out so it doesn't fall everywhere. Oh, it's kind of heavy. I'm used to AliExpress cases. Oh, it's stuck. Why is it stuck? Is it these cardboard handles? Yes. Oh, I could barely even get the box off without hitting my ceiling. Okay. Here we go. Holy cow. This might also be worth more than my car. How much did these go for? My God. And full disclosure, my car was $400. Ooh. Okay. It's a little heavy. Is that real tempered glass? I have never... No, that's not entirely true. I do have a couple cases with tempered glass, but nothing of this size. What is that? There's a couple of scratches. But it looks okay. Let's get this out of here. Wait. Is this tempered glass on both sides? It is. Why is it tempered glass on the back? Interesting. I'm not going to complain. This is a cool case. Wow. This is humongous. This might not fit in my computer cubby. Okay. Is there any scratches on this side? No. There is a protective cover, so the other side might be okay. A little piece of black plastic here. I wonder what that was from. It's probably nothing. This is awesome. Look at the size comparison. That is huge. I'm gonna miss my handle. This case alone weighs about as much as my whole computer does. Holy cow. Let's get this taken apart and shuffle everything into this new case. Whew, it's a little dusty. as much as I do like this case, it had its limitations. And the only major reason I even liked this case was because it kind of resembled a Lenovo case. But, I mean, it's got 2 intake fans, but not much to pull through. So, not really designed for high power components, I think. Although I suppose you could make an argument about a 5600G and a Radeon 5700 not being terribly high power. Still better than anything I had. Let's get all of this unplugged. And then I'll be back once I get this out of the case. Okay. Should be free now. Not that there's a whole lot of space in this case. What are you caught on? What are you caught on? It's the 8-pin. There we go. That's the motherboard out. Now let's try and get the rest out. Yeah. Okay, back side of the case. Here's that 4 terabyte. Just kind of sitting there. I didn't really have a good spot for it, unfortunately, but we will in the new case. Goodness, the downsides of not having a modular power supply. You're looking at them. Let's get some of these SATA cables out of here. Got our hard drives down here. Okay. Now I think I have to unscrew this from the bottom. Let me get that done real quick. And done. Here we go. Now there it is. This is what really started it all. I found this SSD in the trash like 9 years ago, I think. It's only 240 gigs, but it has served me very, very well for a very long time. And I should probably finally get off of it. This was my boot drive for an extremely long time, next to this 2 terabyte Barracuda that I picked up later. So, it's still a good SSD. There's nothing wrong with it. It still works, which is surprising for a literal dumpster find. It was in some HP that I picked out. I think someone was trying to upgrade the computer and it had a couple of mismatched sticks of RAM that the system was not happy about. It was a Core 2 Duo system. Fun little PC. It was, once I got the RAM figured out, that was my main PC for a very long time. From 2016, I think I upgraded it in 2019 to a Core 2 Quad. And eventually, yeah, 240 gigs. I remembered that right. Eventually, I managed to upgrade to an i5, I think it was a i5 650, then an i5 2400, then to an i7 2600. Very, very good, solid CPU. Used that for quite some time. Had to downgrade. I had to sell that PC for whatever reason, I don't remember. And I was back on a Core 2 Quad for a little while. A Q, not a 6600, I think it was a Q80 8400. Boy, I just do not remember. Now there's another 2 terabyte SSD here that I picked up I think about a year ago. I bought a used Dell motherboard for $35. One of those Inspiron ones that's just standard micro ATX, even though it has a custom front panel thing. And that was my PC for a very long time, with the Ryzen 5 what was it, 1600 I think. I was going to upgrade to like a 3600 or something, but that motherboard only supported first generation Ryzen. Now I need to get the power supply out. Guess I can continue my little story session. I think I got that in late 2022, maybe early 2023. That was a good PC. That's what I was using when I kind of kicked off. I found a Lenovo in the trash outside a local like tire shop. People seemed to like that video. And here we are. I got lucky. Power supply removed. Oh. Let's get this out of here. This power supply is a Corsair TX 750. This is really old, and also something that I can't usually afford on my own. This actually came out of my stepdad's old gaming PC, and we tackled that a little while ago. It's a fun little PC, even if the i5 in it, which is an i5 750, that is the first quad-core i5. The i5 650 was 2 cores, 4 threads. And there's something wrong with his motherboard, because any CPU I put in it is stuck, I believe, at a 7x multiplier. Maybe it was 9x, either way. Very slow. It will not turbo. It's basically stuck at the base clock, which is like 1.1 gigahertz or something crazy slow. I cannot speak. I am so excited about this upgrade. I feel like I've finally entered the modern era. I need to get this out of its sled. This is a Dell server sled. I'm keeping these sleds because every now and then I come across a Dell server and people like to get rid of them without the sleds. They will pull the drive, get rid of the server, keep the drive and the sled. Which does make it a little difficult for the next person to like do something with it because they can't install any hard drives if there's no damn sleds. Sorry, just kind of ticks me off when that happens, but over the years I have accumulated a great number of these. Working in IT, I come across a lot of used servers. So, let's get that new case in here. I think I'm going to take the side panels off before I bring it up here, just so I don't accidentally break something, because I know myself. Oh dear. Oh! It's a bit bigger. I took the top off because I thought I had to. Turns out I don't. Oh, this is going to be so much easier to work in. I hope. This looks good, I think. Yeah. And this is one of those cases where it has a little nub here to keep the motherboard centered as you start putting the screws in, which is really helpful. If I can get this even lined up. Does this use coarse thread? Surely it doesn't. Does it? It does? Why does it use coarse thread? And more importantly, did it come with any screws? Because I need those for my power supply. Surely it did. Yeah, here we go. Okay. What is that? I have no idea what that is. Some sort of cloth. I presume that's for cleaning the side panels. Zip ties. And screws. These must be for some sort of hard drive cage. Huh. I'm sure I'll discover that in a bit.
Looks like these are power supply screws, standoffs. This is a standoff extractor. Motherboard screws, fan screws, SSD screws. Okay, we just need these two. We need almost nothing else. Let's open up the motherboard screws and get this taken care of. And we're good to go. Okay. This is just so crazy nice. I don't even know what to do next. Suppose we could put the power supply in. If I put the power supply in, we can test to see if that 3070 works. Yeah. I think that's best done with this case upright. God, this thing is so tall. I do not know if this is going to fit in my computer cubby, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Whew, there's dust in there. I'm sure that's fine. Oh, there's so much room. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Let's get that secure. Not even going to bother opening the new screws because we just took this out. We've got the old ones here. That lets me use those new screws later on. Get in there. Besides, these look just fine. Oh boy. Cable management with this. This might actually be fine. Oh, here's where those... Yeah, let's get one of these out. Let's get our drives in. How do I... Oh, okay. Get this secure. I believe these want to face up, and by these I mean the connectors. This in there. Not that it wants to go in. I think we're good. Just need to line up the screw holes. Okay. Now it's time for these. I knew these would be for hard drives. They're a little bit longer with a smooth shaft near the head of the screw, so they can fit through these rubber vibration grommets, which is a nice feature. For a lot of old cases, you used to see this on old cases, you don't see them as much anymore. So, glad to know that those are still a thing. Because we're putting 2 hard drives in this case. Now the question becomes, where do I put the SSD? Oh! SSDs! Oh, this is such a good case. Holy cow. Tez, you are awesome. Tez is my friend who sent this in. Okay, well those are installed. Now for the SSDs. And there we go, lots of drives. Gotta get this all figured out somehow. Yeah, this is a mess. Oh, I'm still so happy about this. I cannot. This is more than I ever could have gotten. This is insane. Let's start hooking things up, I suppose. We'll get some of this out of here. We've got a HD audio, front panel I assume, power LED, power switch. Huh. This is for... Well, that's interesting. Fair enough, I suppose. USB, that's RGB. I'm not going to plug that in. Last time I plugged one of those in, my Lito caught fire. That video's back there somewhere. Was not happy about that. So, let's get things plugged in. Okay, so these want to go through here. It looks like we actually have enough room. This case is awesome. It's almost reaches, but we're fine just doing this. Now, for these guys, I hope there's enough room between the side panel and these. Let's get power connected. One. Oh, this is gonna suck. How am I gonna... Maybe I want to go in the other direction. Can I start here? Looks like I might be able to. Okay. We'll clean this up in a moment. Just want it to be plugged in. These are good. I don't actually have a USB-C header on the board. And this can just kind of snake up here. Connect to one of these. Or up here through these. I'm just trying to figure out the routing in my head here. What is this? Reset switch. Oh, that needs to go through to the front. I'll get that in a moment. Yeah, this can snake up here. And yeah. Okay. That's power. Let's get this reset switch tucked through. There's a lot of fans in this case. Jeez. That's the last fan plugged in. Okay, I've pulled these through here. I just hope that that's long enough to reach the card, which it is now officially time to install. So what is this? So this is, it appears to be some sort of graphics card retention bracket, but quite frankly, I don't think we need it. So, will these reach? This one looks like just barely. Of course, it's a 6+2 pin, which means that this, well, the +2 is fighting me. That might not be long enough. Slightly uglier, but I've moved them up one, which means they can reach now. Oh boy, 6+2s. Such a pain in the butt. Okay, come on. Get in there. This backplate's actually fighting me getting these installed. Kind of wish I never put that back on. Might have gotten it. Okay, there's one. Goodness. Wish I had a newer power supply, but this is what I'm working with. Okay. Maybe, just maybe, we can get this installed. No. Damn it. Come on. Got it. Those are good. So I think... Oh, we still have to do the SATA cables. Okay, let's get these done. Okay. They're not looking super great on cable management, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that with this kind of cable mess. I could spend a lot longer doing this, but I mean, I've got a spaghetti. There's not a... What am I supposed to do? So these are fan cables mostly. They can just get tucked down in here. We might be done on this side. So I think we're going to go ahead, put our glass back on. Surely. What are we hitting? It's this, I think. Maybe that as well. Let's get you out of here. Okay, we're going to keep this plastic protective piece on here just for a little bit. Let's get the rest of the SATA cables connected on the motherboard side and do a boot test. That I'm a little worried about. Yeah, that glass popped off the moment I tried to flip it upside down, so we're just going to leave it off for now, I suppose. Let's get all these connected. One. Can I even... There we go. Two. Three. Never had this many drives in a PC before. Four. Five. That's five drives. Okay. It's time for a boot test. Am I forgetting anything? Mainboard's plugged in, CPU power's plugged in, fans are plugged in, graphics card is plugged in. Ugly as it is, there's not a whole lot I can do about that thanks to the inopportune length of the cables. Let's see what happens. Plug in our power supply. All of our fans are spinning. Please let this 3070 work. The 3070's fans are, oh my god, okay. We have an image. Reboot and select, oh. Got the team group. That's our NVMe. We're missing the 2 terabyte whatever that brand was. Okay. Most of the time, that could be due to a simple loose cable. In this case, I'm not sure. So, see what we've got. Oh, that's our Silicon Power A55. That is what is not detected. That's pretty tight in there. Power is connected. Data is connected. And on the motherboard side, it also looks just fine. The question is, which one is it? It is this one here. Move that to a different port. Try that again. I can solve boot issues. Worst case, I just reinstall Windows. I'm not afraid of losing a little bit of data if that drive has died during the swap, but I would like to know what the heck is going on. So I think that I will be back once I've got this fixed. Well, it took me the better part of 40 minutes to really identify it. Lots of cable switching and all that jazz. But it seems both of those SATA ports on this motherboard are dead. Let's see if it'll boot now. I've taken out the 240 gig SSD. This only has a couple of Steam games on it, so it's not the end of the world. But will we get into Windows? It would be nice if we did. Hey. Oh, this feels good. Now, of course, I need to get drivers for this and put this case together, but perfect. With that said, this is not the only upgrade we are doing today. Let me put this back together and see if it'll even fit. Oh God. Tiny screen. Yup. Let's see if this even fits in my my computer cubby. This looks like it might just barely fit. So it is time. Okay, how am I gonna do this and still film? I don't have any room. Okay, we're gonna try this. Got a lot of things to plug in. Oh boy, I can't see anything with this camera here. I just want to emphasize how tight of a fit this is. That's as far as it goes back. Okay, oh dear. Well, yep. Huh. Well then. Guess that's as far as it goes. Yeah? I think we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and get drivers installed, and as soon as I get that started, we'll do the second upgrade. This is my wife's PC. We are going to have to clean it. It's pretty gross. The wind is already starting to blow stuff off of it. But for the longest time, I always kept this better than my PC. Anytime we got a new part, it would go in here, and I would get my wife's old part. That's just how it was. And recently, since I've been getting the... Man, this is dusty. Since I've been getting the P.O. Box donations, my PC has finally started to outpace hers. So I believe we have an i7 7700, 16 gigs of RAM, I think. And I think this is an RX 580. So we're going to go ahead and take this out and put that Radeon 5700 in here, so she'll have a nice, decent upgrade after all the stuff that I've been getting. But first, let's clean. Oh my God. This power supply can't breathe. Okay. How did I manage to lose my long screwdriver again? Oh, there it is. Oh. Let's get this out of here. I don't remember what case this is, but I like it. Unfortunately, this cooler is so tall that we couldn't actually install the side panel glass. So, lots of dust got in there, unfortunately. It is what it is. Let's get this out. It seems we just had some issues with a, 6+2. Okay, get out of there. Ooh, this thing's still warm. That's still gross. Seems my cleaning could only do so much. Ugh. Oh, wow. That's pretty gross. I'll clean this off and I'll do something with it. In the meantime, this one's pretty clean. In the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and slap this in there. Give her a wonderful upgrade. This should be fine. It really doesn't use that much more power than the RX 580 anyway. So doing the little jumper there should be perfectly acceptable. Now we'll go ahead and put the screws back in, and I won't tell her that I've upgraded her PC. I'm just going to run Windows Update, let the drivers install, and let her figure it out for herself. She may never know. Yeah. Okay. One of these days I might come in and replace these fans. A lot of this dust that's in her computer is that weird sticky dust. So a lot of it just would not come free. Yeah. Now I'm willing to share the name and desktop situation of my PC, but I don't want to share my wife's stuff on the internet, so we're going to go ahead and just call it here. There's not much more to see anyway. It's a gaming PC, it plays games, and I already know that this card works, so hopefully it'll be a nice little upgrade for her. Oh, I forgot this has an 8-pin and an additional 4-pin for the CPU. Oh, it's an EVGA classified board. Huh. That's kind of a nice board. Anyway, that's kind of where we're calling it today. I am disappointed that I couldn't get that SSD. Well, I couldn't get the two SATA ports on my board to work. That is very unfortunate. But, it is what it is. Oh, that one doesn't spin very well. Okay, I gotta stop touching things, otherwise I'm just gonna keep getting dirty. Thank you very much for watching, even if this isn't exactly the usual stuff that I make. If you'd like to send stuff into our P.O. box, the address is... I gotta stop looking at this. It's there's more dirt. The address is in the description below for my P.O. box. And if you'd like to see behind-the-scenes updates, you can find those on my Patreon, which is also linked in the description below. Thank you very, very much for watching. I've got to go wash my hands.